Inc. We're live. Welcome everybody. It's been a busy day. Got some commissions out the door, got some other work done, and of course, working on all my favorite projects and getting to stream here with you folks. It's an unidentified stout kind of night. Just not gonna go one back. Heading into the Christmas season. It's a Christmas season for me. I don't know what the rest of y'all are up to, but I am so happy to be here, to be doing prop stuff. And tonight we're going to be continuing on something that I started last week and lost all steam on, and so we created something completely different. So this week, let's actually look at this Bad Batch Echo that we started slicing up so that we can start moving on to some other stuff and seeing what we can do. Off screen, I did a little bit of, shall we say, artistic joining and rejoining to make this arm piece work as one piece, because that's what I really wanted to do in terms of the template. So we've got this one arm done, and I figured we could start moving on to the rest of it. So we got the Echo left arm there off to the right-hand side of the screen. And then we're going to jump in back over on the left arm, I think. So we're going to go back to object mode, and now we can actually split these up bit by bit here. I'm going to make this wireframe and just grab all of that there. P to part it out, selection, and now we've got the Echo right arm here as well. So let's go through and we'll do a little bit of editing on that. Oops, come on. There we go. Let's add those faces back in. And this looks pretty good too. A lot like the other arm, pretty happy with it. We'll do that same thing where we sort of remove this inner face, or excuse me, inner vertice there, because that's not really necessary for the sake of the build. Let's see here. And some of this we may want to fudge as well. I might do the same thing down here, because this is not, obviously this is all sort of occluding itself, and you would have to make up some edges to make that work. What we might end up doing is moving these apart just a little bit more so that you as a viewer can make a decision as to what to do with that center elbow support. So let's do this. We're going to grab, first I'm going to grab all of this, holding shift to grab pieces together. There we go. Boom, boom. It looks like I've got everything with that dot there. So let's, I don't know, we'll kind of free transform this a little bit. Just kind of scoot it down, scoot it over a little bit. And then we'll do the same thing to the elbow. Whoops. Actually, we'll just do that as an L. L, L. L, 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 L. Because we got several parts here, and again, we're just going to kind of scoot it over. So they're still in line, but now they're separate in a way that I think is useful. Ooh, actually, now that I think about it, from a scaling perspective in Pepakura, it might be easier if we keep that all together, but just scoot the elbow over. I'm realizing that might make life a little bit easier. So we'll just kind of scoot it up so that people can kind of see what it is / where it should go, but it's not necessarily in the way, and we can see what we're doing. Okay, let's go back to seeing the faces fully. Oh, I see we got some people. Welcome. If anybody cares to chime in, please feel free. Let's delete that vertice there, delete this vertice here. Trying to leave those open spaces in the middle where you could, I don't know, jam a hand if you needed to. I think the weirdest part about this is that there's sort of a, rather than just having two circles on the ends, this dude has just crammed a bar through it. But that's fine, honestly. I'm actually pretty comfortable leaving that more or less as is. I'd say the bigger problem is that this top part and this lower part are completely separate. And there's no reference as to how those are supposed to kind of go together. I think, indeed, the bottom may also be that way. So we may choose to go back and do more. But, maybe we just kind of view this as an exercise in examining the model sort of as it is low poly, just sort of what it is. I think that could be quite useful for us. I do want to go in on the wireframe here for just a minute, because I think we can... Oh, actually, it's enough under there that I'd like to fix it. Hang on. So this, so these faces here are completely occluded, and I'd rather, O'Reilly didn't grab the right part. Don't want that. But I do want... Hang on, I'm having a little trouble here. Oh, I guess there's no center dot there. That's okay. I do kind of want to just scoot this. Oh, because it's at a weird angle. Oh, gosh, I'm missing another point. There it is. Okay. Gosh, we're all over the place tonight. Okay, so we'll just kind of scoot it this way. Because I don't have a straight angle on it. That's a bummer. Let's just kind of scoot that until it's sort of more or less just back centered, just hovering slightly in front of it this time. Yeah, because now it actually rests against it, and that'll make our lives a little bit easier. Here, I'm gonna do it this way. Yeah, there we go. We getting it. Do the same sort of dealio here. Yeah, there we go. I like it. I like it. That works for me here. There's some detail here that's a little wonk. I actually might just go ahead and get rid of this weird triangle piece because that would be impossible basically to pep. So we're just going to delete that because there's enough detail there, I feel, to call this a low poly template. Hello, oh boy, oh boy. Google Translate, help me out. Actually, kind of a bummer that YouTube's owned by Google. The milkman has arrived. Huh. Well, that's an interesting thing to say. Lord. Okay. Let's. I think we might call the right arm there done, and we've saved just to make sure that we're not missing anything. Let's go back. Let's take a look at the chest real quick. We were going to make the upper torso completely separate from the rest of the torso, so we'll just grab that as one P to part selection. There we go. And, of course, we rename Echo upper torso. Glad to have you folks with us. Let's see here. Object mode. Back to edit mode. Here we are here. We got this here, Echo chest. This one was actually pretty clean, but I will want to do some merging like we did for the other stuff. So let's delete this armhole here. Because it should be a hole, not just a fully filled in face. That won't be ideal for anybody, really. Let's grab L and L. Oop. Here we go. I'm going to scoot this up just a little bit so that it sort of hovers above it. That's good for me. I'm actually comfortable with that just being an add-on piece sitting on top. But I will grab... Oh, weird. They're not at all symmetrical. That's weird. Let's just grab that. I'm just going to scoot it up a little bit. We're going to call that spicy. Okay. Let's delete that vertice there. Awesome. I think this is all one part here. It is. So I feel pretty good about that. I actually think the shape is pretty good overall. Might scoot this over ever so slightly. I get that this is not perfectly symmetrical, so I'm just kind of winging it. Let's see. I'm going to part out the backpack real quick. And then I'm going to grab this here. We're going to go back to object mode. Hit that modifier, that Boolean modifier. We're going to join this to that. I think. Oh, wait, no. We wanted difference, right? God, I can never remember which one we want. You know, it's possible I might want to do this the other way around. It was just the case there. Phenomenal. Huh, well, it still kind of wants to not do it right. Okay, let's go back in to edit mode here. Whoops. We're going to edit this guy because I'm seeing a space in the middle back, and that's not necessarily what we want. Let's see what happens if I fill in that space real quick. I'm going to make a line from here to here, hit F, and then we're going to subdivide it. And I'm actually just going to manually build this out for a moment. Evening, Melvin. Oh, good news, Melvin. For you and everybody else who was waiting for it, we're going to be putting out those photo edits probably tomorrow, honestly. I'm really excited about it. I've been looking for a good time to post them, and I think they turned out really nice. So I can't wait to show those off, and I hope you do like it. Let's see here. F to build faces based on vertices. I wanna be in the cavalry if they send me off to war. I want a good steed under me like my forefathers before. And I want a good mount when the bugle sounds and I hear the cannons roar. I want to be in the cavalry if I must go off to war. I want a horse and a volunteer force that's riding forth at dawn. Please say for me some gallantry that'll echo when I'm gone. And I beg of you, Sarge, let me lead the charge when the battle lines are drawn. Let me at least leave a good hoofbeat they'll remember loud and long. I'd not a good foot soldier make, I'd be sour and slow at march. And I'd be sick on a navy ship, and the sea would leave me parched. But I'll be first in line if you let me ride. By God, you'll see my starch. Look back for the 8th of the laurel wreath underneath that victory arch. I wanna be in the cavalry, they send me off to war. I want a good steed under me like my forefathers before. And I want a good mount when the bugle sounds and I hear the cannons roar. I wanna be in the cavalry if they send me off to war. Just building back up some of these vertices here in a way that makes sense to my brain. Question mark? So I'm actually gonna dissolve this edge here, and instead I'm gonna radiate those from here. Boop, boop. There's no super easy way to propagate these. The AI tools that they have for this kind of stuff isn't great. It's a lot of manual how-do. So instead, I'm kind of just going through and doing it here. Let's see here. On the 4th of July, 1806, we set sail from the sweet cove of Cork. We were sailing away with a cargo of bricks for the Grand City Hall in New York. Such wonderful craft she was rigged fore and aft, and oh how the wild winds drove her. She stood several blasts, she had 27 masts, and we called her the Irish Rover. So fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. We had 1 million bags of the best lager rags. We had 2 million barrels of bone. We had 3 million bales of old nanny goat's tails. We had 4 million barrels of stone. We had 5 million hogs, 6 million dogs, 7 million barrels of porter. We had 8 million sides of old blind horses' hides in the hold of the Irish Rover. So fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Here we go. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten And children, listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Oh, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days, may your days, may your days be merry and bright. And may all your Christmases be white. Oof, it's just so asymmetrical. God. Okay, let's try something here. Let's just take 2 seconds and see what happens if we try to use the mirror tool on this guy. I know he's not sitting right on the thing, so let's just see what happens when I hit mirror on this guy. Yeah, because he's going to do it entirely on the axis. Mirror this object here. Yeah, I can't select the same object. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Okay, so we might just have to live with the fact that this is slightly asymmetrical. We can do some things about it. I don't like that this is so posed as to be essentially unusable on this one side. This might be a case of we go through into the Pepakura and we decide that one side of this is just better. And so we essentially, we unfold the whole thing, but we only keep one side of the templates. And we're allowed to do that, frankly. We're just allowed. You know what? We've got a torso, we've got both arms. Why don't we do a little bit of unfolding here? Just kind of bounce around. This isn't the Making It Better series, Making It Best series. We're really more trying to just experiment with what it is, you know, working with these low poly files. So let's export this. Let's do the torso OBJ here. Selection only. Echo upper torso A. Let's open up the Pepakura here. Sweet. Whoa, hello. Where, oh, where is my bad batch folder? What? Hold on a second. Where did I just export it to? It put it to desktop low. It's called low poly bad batch. That's what's up. There it is. Ha 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 ha. Torsa. That's the torsa right there. Okay, that looks pretty good. It is a little off kilter, but I'm more okay with that than anything else, frankly. Let's do some texture. I know the low poly models came with this, so we're just gonna strap this straight in. Echo. Yeah, it's pretty decent for low poly texture. Like, there's some decent edge highlight, and you can. One thing I love about low poly models is that the render is usually pretty solid. Like, it looks pretty good, but it more alludes to detail than it is just having its own detail, you know. So this is in many ways going to be a great starting base in terms of shape if you wanted to make your own Echo armor, rather than being a great guide for the end all be all. So let's go through. We'll specify some cut line edges. You can kind of see moving these shoulder bits off really helped us clarify where they start and end as it pertains to like the rest of this model. So there we go. Perfect. Over the ground lies a mantle of white. A heaven of diamond shines down through the night. Two hearts are thrilling in spite of the chill in the weather. Love knows no season, love knows no clime. Romance can blossom any old time. Here in the open, we're laughing and hoping together. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, oh, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. But you can do the job while you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. Here we go. Yeah, it's about a foot. Yeah, that sounds about right. There we go. And now it's all the way up over there in the 2D menu. So let's go ahead. We'll zoom in. We'll see what we got here. See how this looks. Not too shabby, honestly. We probably want to go through. Don't need those flaps. Flaps are basically for paper builds because you can't really glue paper edge to edge. Now, can you? It's a little too thin. Obviously, it's possible, but it sounds terrible. Like, just awful. And so instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go through and just sort of organize this in a way that makes a lot of visual sense. So we've got both halves of the front here. Like we said, it's not perfectly symmetrical, so we're probably just going to choose which one of these sides we like more from a building perspective. So let's grab, there we go, we got this guy here, that guy there. Sick. That looks great. Oh, I really like that. Here we go. You're making a hunter cosplay? Nice. Nice. I've had a few people go absolutely hog wild with the templates that I have on my Etsy for the hunter build. And it's been really great. Like, I've seen some people make some really awesome versions of it for their kids, for themselves, and that's honestly so much fun for me. Getting to see that people, you know, are putting it to good use. It's fun. It's a good time. Good time was had. So let's see. This goes there, and that goes here with this and those and that for these. There we go. Oh, no settings. Bad. There we go. Okay, so we got both sides of the chest here. Pretty similar. Actually, almost... I'm inclined to almost say similar enough that we can forego splitting this. But I'll have to see how it sits together there. You're a Brazilian cosplay. Okay, nice. Well, glad to have you. Glad to have you here. Hope that you're getting some good use out of stuff. Okay. No, we should probably split this and just make a decision. I almost like this side more, especially since it has the skull and everything. How does it look when we join adjacent edges? I still kind of like this side more because I can get this center line pretty straight and leave space for heat forming there. But we still got both sides unfolded there, which is important when we're talking about making your templates clear and clean in many ways. Let's see. House. Oh, that's almost dead even though. I might just leave those as one part. Obviously, the more we can leave as single parts, the better, just from a building perspective. So, see, that looks pretty darn good. I like that. I like that it's all sitting together quite nicely. Yeah, I'm good with that. Just like that. Let's see here. Well, and to a degree, it's also like not much better than it were if I were to hand draft this, but I got to do it in what, maybe a tenth of the time. I didn't have to make a full-on model. You know, I got to piggyback on the work of others, which is always going to be just a little bit faster, frankly. Okay, we got that, and then this has to link up with this piece there. Oh, and there should be one more little rectangle like that, and that's a side piece, side to back. That's cool, and that's awesome because I haven't seen a lot of Echo cosplays that really get the unique shape of his torso armor down. Like, a lot of the builds that I've seen essentially just go for a more generic Republic Commando armor, which is appropriate. Like, they are commandos, but there is something to be said about the fact that Echo's armor is very unique to him, and if you can nail that shape, I mean, by all means, please try to nail that shape. It's a really cool shape. Okay, so we got all this then, which is the majority of it, frankly. But then... Okay, then we can go through and we can grab both of these parts. It's the over-the-shoulder. And then we got all of these separated out, but at least they're, like, correct and simple. So I don't need to work too hard on that. Yep. Those parts can just kind of get their lines erased. And then, let's see, we got the backpack, which has split itself up. Did I do that? Oh, it's like not connected at piece to piece. So this is something that can happen sometimes, obviously, especially if you're looking at low poly models or models that you're importing and exporting between different systems. Sometimes you can have parts that just aren't actually connected, even though the vertices are right one on top of the other. Now, we could go through and fix that in Blender right now, but like we said, we're just kind of working through these as the low poly models that they are. So I'm going to use the rotation tool, which is Control-R, and essentially grabbing those vertices and making them as flat and level as possible. And then we're just going to set the whole thing together, which will leave a line on the model, but we can get rid of it in the 2D space. So that's valid, especially when we're talking about templates that we're just whipping up on the fly, right? So now I can Control-G, group them all up once I have them all selected. Now they get moved around as a single part. And that's just kind of that. Let's see here, same dealio. We got the side pieces, which I actually might want to try and keep. Yeah, I'll try and keep this as sort of one piece. Does this not? Oh, it doesn't. That's okay. One piece that you could, if you so chose, wrap around this part to build it up and connect it straight to this. And because we did that little bit of woodging in Blender, this part should, hypothetically, just line up around the entire edge. And to that end, we should actually make it just for the one side, not both sides. But that's that. Let's join these adjacent edges and then erase some lines. And we'll be left with a really decent base pattern for this build, which should be really fun, actually. Let's go ahead and erase some lines. Oh man, this was actually, there's a piece here that's actually spread out enough that it doesn't quite meet. I wonder, because I was kind of planning on keeping this side anyways, I wonder if I can sort of fudge it by getting that a little closer there, maybe? I think that's worse, actually. It is worse. Okay, so we're going to do a cheat that we did last time on stream, which is we are actually going to change the scale. So we're going to change scale, set scale, scale it down to like 5 inches tall. So now that gap is definitely small enough, and it will force it, essentially, to woodge together. And then we can actually go back, change the scale back up, and it'll stay forced together like that. Which is just one way to sort of get around things. Alright, so again, we're just going to kind of erase lines here. Boop-a-doop. Boop-a-da-doop-a-da-doop-a-da-doop-a-da-da. There we go. Sweet. We love it. Let's turn the texture on again just so we can kind of see where these lines should should actually remain, you know, should line up. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Is there actually a line there? There is not. So we're just gonna get rid of that entirely. Obviously, this has some angles in there, so we'll keep those angles, and that'll be that. As always, if anybody has any questions about what I'm doing, please, please, please try to chime in, because I can almost guarantee you somebody else has the exact same question as you, and is just not sure how to ask it, so please, by all means, chime in. And if you're looking for more help, check out our Discord. Lots of really dedicated folks over there churning out some great pep content with us, and we get to interact over there a lot, which is always fun. There we go. Going around that, and now I'll show you how we do these lines here, which is we actually select the cut line in the filter there, and we just erase those cut lines, so now it looks as though it's one continuous piece, which hypothetically it would be if we were to, you know, cut it out. So to that end, let's, oh, I don't know what's going on there. Don't want that little line. Not really sure what was going on there. Control M, so we can grab all these parts. Then we'll just control left click away the parts that we're keeping. Oops, can't do that with the group parts, my bad. And then we will control click off into space and just scoot them away. And now we're left with a very clean template. A template that I would be pretty happy using, frankly, in terms of a base template for this kind of a build, which is super fun. Look at that. And you can apply this to any type of low poly model that you find, obviously. You know, not everything needs to be an absolutely perfect model for you to start building. I think that actually is probably one of the least helpful sort of mentalities when it comes to making cosplay, because if you're always waiting and or grinding to have the perfect thing all the time, you're never going to make anything, and you're never going to have any products to finish. And that's no fun, right? We're here because we like to make, we like to have, and we can do such things without it necessarily being 100% perfect. So please, embrace just working with it and making it work. Okay, let's see here. Does that fit on this page? It does. Hey, that's pretty nice. For only six pages there, we've got a pretty decent pattern. I like it. And of course, we probably just print it out like that right there. But this does make our lives a lot easier. Great. Okay, well let's save this. Just this worked out quite well. Let's see, and then I don't think we exported the new. Let's try the new left arm here. File, export, OBJ, again selection only. Left arm. It's not a test anymore. We've actually just got this. So we're just gonna make it the left arm a export. Sweet. So this looks great. Let's open up the other one here. We got left arm. Sweet. No flip. This looks good. All seems to be roughly in the right place thereabouts. So let's slap that texture on there. That looks pretty great. We like it. We like it, and we can keep moving forward from it. Now, I will say that there were a couple of things from shape-wise that we wanted to sort of adjust here. So we'll go to Edit Mode in the 3D menu, Edit Model, and we're actually just going to see on this little thing, we're going to hit Swap Edge. And just for shape, we're actually going to sort of flip a couple of these so that, see how there's like a weird crater there? We'd actually rather it just sort of radiate out and be a nice, generally round shape. That's ideal. But the rest of this is working for me. Take another sip. Stay hydrated, folks. Oh, death. Oh, death. Won't won't you spare me over to another year? Now what is this that I can't see, with ice cold hands creeping over me? Oh, death, I am death, none can tell. I'll open the gates to heaven or hell. Oh, death, oh, death, won't you spare me over to another year? You're taking my body, you're making me cold. Death's grip upon my soul. Oh, death, oh, death, won't you spare me over to another year? Let's see here. I think we'll probably split it like there-ish. We'll go around this raised bit, which we did manage to keep raised and a part of the main bit. So kudos to us. Bit of a round of applause there, because that was a little weird to try and work out, but it does work, and we're grateful. And we're more or less just sort of separating out the edge parts here, like we do in most Pepakura builds and foam unfolds. But now we get to just do it a little bit more. Let's see here. Ooh, death. Whoa, death, won't you spare me over to another year? Now what is this that I can't see, with ice cold hands creeping over me? Oh, death, oh, death, won't you spare me over to another year? Hey, that looks pretty darn good. Again, no flaps. Don't need flaps. Don't need these edge pieces. These edge pieces here. This is also, I believe, just edge, but we will use some of that. Let's see here. Why don't we start? Let's start at the bottom, which is just the hand plate. Hand plate's one continuous series of faces, so it doesn't really need unfolding. We'll just have to decide which of those faces are folded over. That's just life. So instead, let's take a look at forearm here. Yay! It's doing essentially what I wanted it to do here. I really wanted it to sort of leave the space for where the comm unit sits, and now we can do that by just going around and setting all of these parts right in there. It's that simple. And we love it. We just love it. This is working out so well right there. And then just because it is sort of rounded there, what we could do, we could do two things. I think it's actually a pretty sharp edge there. So rather than just rounding it over, I'll actually make this a separate piece that you can apply against the edge there, and so these conflicting edges now create sort of a point, which I do believe is correct for the animation style. Or if it were more rounded over, we would actually just leave it addended there and join everything together. And then, of course, this, which will now sort of just get set right in there once you go to build it. And I love that. I love that there's a really clear, defined space where that goes. Let's see. Oh, nope. Bicep. Bicep actually looks pretty good. Looks pretty clear. Essentially what I was trying to do was create two parts, front to back, that would essentially just get scootily booted together. And that, boy oh boy have they done that. Sweet. And it's a little bigger at the top than the bottom, and that's perfect actually. Alright, so we got all of that. Let's grab the shoulders as well. See, we've got the left shoulder here. Awesome. Okay, so that's all more or less one piece. So we'll just sort of center the darts, these open spaces, on the sort of the center band there, and that'll be that. Nice. That worked out super well. Especially for, like, truly how low poly this is, how low the overall face count is. This is working out quite nicely. Oh, death, won't you spare me over to another year? Join adjacent edges, 10, awesome, everything joined together. Oh, nope, not quite, almost. All right, same dealio, we're just gonna change the scale down, set scale, bring it down to like 5. Again, join adjacent edges, wha-bam, it's that simple. Change scale back up, set scale back up to like 26, I don't know, thereabouts inches. And there, now everything is nice and tidy. Let's go ahead and erase some lines. All right, so we do want to leave an edge. I think we just want to leave essentially this first rectangle as its own thing. So we leave that one edge there. Yep. There we go. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes so true. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. So take my hand and take my whole life too. If I can't help falling in love with you, no, I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, that's great. These look really good. Those are very clean templates for again, for how low poly this is. This is working out great. Very happy with this. Oh, you know what? Makes me want to dip back into the blender a little bit. I'm kind of not feeling like going through and doing another arm right now. Let's do some leg parts. I don't think these are actually going to need much work, to be frank. But we can go through and actually part them out. So let's do echo. That's the right thigh. And then we can grab all of the knee part here. Selection echo, whoops. Echo right knee. And then we'll make the boot, I think, an entirely one piece, question mark? Well, actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's literally a plate and a foot. So I think we should get rid of the foot. That doesn't make a ton of sense to have. But we can do the boot with the boot plate, and we can do bam, bam, P selection, and now we've got the Echo Right boot. Sweet. Yeah, let's just export each of these in turn. Object mode, bam. File, export, OBJ, selection, Echo Right Thigh, A. File, export, OBJ, Echo Right boot. See how far we can get with each of these, frankly. Oh, that's right. I was going to edit the knee real quick because it's got these like spike-looking pieces, and that's not how this works. We're actually just going to... Actually, I might just delete that vertice. Yeah, doesn't make a ton of sense to have. It only makes sense in the context of like weird only for show renders, which are not what we're doing, because then we can also go through and do things like go out, bam, 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 bam. Whoops. Delete just these faces. Delete faces. Because we don't need these inner faces to build for foam. That's just not a thing we do. Delete faces. There we go. Oh, shoot. I should do that for the other two, too. Dang. Okay. That's my bad. Object mode. Go back into these guys. Yeah, because these guys have, like, fully complete inner stuff here, which is not how we want this to look. Oh, actually, I think if we just delete this right there, delete vertice. Yeah, that's what we want it to look like. Oh, and there's like an additional face right here we don't want. Delete face. And then go into the boot real quick. You can see right there, that's totally filled in on top, not what we want. Is it filled in on the bottom? It is not. Sweet. Then we're fine, I think. Let's do some mesh cleanup real quick just to make sure. Merge by distance, no vertices, sweet. I'm pretty sure I did this already for the other ones, but I bet you, let's try just doing tries to quads. See if we can make it even lower poly. Oh, man. Okay, let's see here. We could probably do that for the other pieces here real quick too. Face, tries to quads. Whoops. Gotta select everything and then tries to quads. There we go. That's pretty tidy. And then same dealio right here. A, faces, tries to quads. Oh yeah, that's super tidy. Sweet. Well, then we'll just go back to object mode real quick and re-export those because I goofed. This is the right thigh, so we'll just redo that there. Interesting. It didn't make me... That doesn't seem right. Huh. I guess it's just reconciled it properly. That's fine with me. File, export, right knee. Huh. Oh, I guess I didn't do the knee. Right knee. Getting my wires crossed now. Sweet. Okay. We'll save this, and I'm gonna put that down so we can work on some of those other pieces. Let's do the knee. I mean, why not? Okay. Let's see. That's great. Texture settings. Texture settings. Specify this texture setting. Okay. Awesome. Well, that'll be pretty easy to do, frankly. I'm probably just gonna do single edge. Bam. It's a circle. Bam. Same dealio on the inside. Although if we so chose, I would probably do the one just ever so slightly cockeyed back like that. Awesome. Okay, yeah, no, we just about got it there. Sort of separating out the edge from the rest of the piece. Hard angles being honored. Everything looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna unfold this as is right there. Not at 56 inches tall. What? Maybe 5, like 5.5 maybe? Like, it's a big knee piece. I'll give it that, but it's not 56 inches tall. What? Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. All my life I have been searching for the fabled promised land. With my sisters and my brothers we will walk there hand in hand through the trials and tribulations and the devil's cruel temptations. I know that we will all get there one day. Oh, that magic kingdom in the sky. We will all be there together by and by. All God's children shall be free and pirates of the Caribbean when we reach that magic kingdom in the sky. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, that's about all it is. There is to it on this one. It's really straightforward. Make sure these edges are joined. Yep, that's it. There it is. Huh. Well, this one super easy to do. This is to some degree the advantage of low poly models is they don't actually take that long to unfold. Like these are the only this part too. These are the only parts that we're gonna keep is these 4. They can all kind of just fit maybe on one page. Hang on. Hang on. I played Tetris. Nah. Come on. Surely it can be done. We will ride that holy monorail to sweet Providence when they learn that their Redeemer is mouse in short red pants. Oh, won't you take me to Orlando? Is that ideal? No. But is it all on one page? Yes. I'm gonna save this one for now. And let's see how far we can get in this on this leg tonight. Let's do the right thigh. Great. This all looks good. I'm happy with that. I actually think I only need to specify like maybe 4 edges for this. Yeah, because I'm gonna follow this right there. And then I'm inclined to split it into 2 pieces just for sanity's sake. So let's just split it like that. Unfold. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty tall. Not 15 inches, I think. I think more like 14, thereabouts. Here we go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Actually, we're gonna make it one piece. Yep, it's gonna happen. Sorry, everybody, but it's gonna be one piece because boy, oh boy, does that look really simple to assemble. And I bet you it's gonna tidy up. Yeah, perfectly. Amazing. I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a great warm welcome will be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, "This is where I'm meant to be. I will find my way. I can go the distance, I'll be there someday." Oh, you know what? Actually, we're going to undo this real quick because I do want to add one line from there to there because I think that will be the way to get the last little ounce of detail out of this. Yeah, we'll apply the open edge info, but I'm going to edit mode, split quad. And see, now there's an edge there that sort of, more or less, follows about where that triangle goes. And I actually do like that quite a bit. So let's just unfold it again. It took no time at all. Let's just reapply everything to where it was. And with that, this one is done. If I wanted to, I could probably split this triangle into its own part, but instead I'm just going to leave it as an like an undercut. Oh, whoops. I need to join those adjacent edges. There we go. Okay, perfect. That's really all it is. There we go. Bam. Wha-bam. Okay, sweet. All right, let's do the boot piece then. We'll do the boot piece, and then it's going to be just about time for us to wrap up. But this is good. We got a lot done tonight. I feel much better about this stream, and I'm glad I took the week to kind of regroup on my thoughts and make sure that I was doing this the way that I wanted to do it. Because I think that's always important. Settings, texture settings. Let's add that texture in right off the get-go this time. Because maybe it'll inform any shapes we want to have. Like that. That's a shape we'd want to have. Yeah, so what if, hear me out, we try to honor those shapes in the same way we tried to honor them on the forearm, where this is a completely separate piece, basically. There's definitely an edge down the center. There's clearly an edge marked here going up. Actually, it almost feels like it's trying to hook all the way forward there. So we could do it like this. Yeah, that looks pretty sharp, honestly. If I were to do anything else, it'd probably be this, but I'll probably see if I can get rid of that. And the boot plate can just be one piece. Let's call this like another 16 inches. I don't know. How big are your shins? There we go. Yep, let's just grab the boot plate, the actual foot plate there. I'll stick it all together. There you see her, sitting there across the way. She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. And you don't know why, but you're dying to try. You wanna kiss the girl. Yes, you want her. Look at her, you know you do. It's possible she wants you to. There is one way to ask her. It don't take a word, not a single word. Go on and kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, my oh my, look like the boy too shy, ain't gonna kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, ain't that sad, ain't it a shame, too bad, he gonna miss the girl. Now's your moment, floating in a blue lagoon. Boy, I better do it soon, no time will be better. She won't say a word, she don't say a word, and she won't say a word until you kiss the girl. Let's see here, 10, not quite. Same trick again. This is pretty common with low poly models, is that you're having to wudge the scale a lot because the angles are just really intense, you know? Go on and kiss the girl. Oh, man, this turned out great. I'm very into this. That was super simple. And we can actually keep, I think, every part of this. So we'll sort of scoot that in here. Scoot that with this. Wha-bam, as it were. I'm trying to keep this on. I don't know. You play this game with yourself where you're like, oh, I can get this on this many pages, and then you kind of try and honor it. You know, like I want to. Come on. Does this work better if I? Let's see. I think. Okay, if I kind of widget onto that page there, 4 pages. Sweet. Awesome. Well, it's 7 o'clock, so I am zooted now. But we got through the entirety of the right leg, the entirety of the right arm, the left arm, and the upper torso in both Blender and Pepakura, and whittling with the textures and whatnot. So I think this is really a testament to how powerful low poly models like this can be. So I highly recommend if you're looking to just make something, you find something and it doesn't look like the most detailed model, seriously, just give it a shot. Because this kind of stuff is super useful. This is a super useful pattern, and you could definitely go a long way with something like this. As always, I will happily go through and just kind of shout out the fact that there's a ton of free models on this channel. So please feel free to click around, check out past Pepakura Tuesdays and whatnot, because we release a ton of free models. I know just a little bit ago, we went through and we finished the Echo helmet. I'm trying to rada that. Hang on. Oh, where did I put it? Oh Lord. No, that's not it. Oh, there it is. We went through and we finished the Echo helmet, and that turned out great. So it was only natural that we'd kind of get to these patterns eventually. And so, like I said, just click around, find yourself some patterns, make something for a friend, for a loved one. It's the holiday season. Have a good time with that. And if you are looking to help support the channel more, you can check out our Etsy store down below. We are having Cyber Week deals right now, so you could check that out. Or if you want to help out the channel more directly, you can interact with us over on our Patreon. Our patrons see a bunch of extra stuff every month, and they also get a bunch of free access and early access stuff. So I want to thank them. I want to shout them out. Unknown, Andrew Valente, Gabriel Lancia, Ken August, Sam the Man, Suda Props, Laura Rubin, Wilson Ferreira, Matt G, K Snake, and Austin of AJ Plays Piano. Thank you all so much for your continued support, and thank you all for showing up tonight, because we got a ton done, and I hope that this is in some way inspiring to you, and I do hope that you're having a pleasant holiday season, and I will see you all on the flip side. For now, I've been Jaden for Foam Armory. Please take care.